Hey guys, so it's almost noon and I just decided that this would be a great time to have a little lunchtime sale. Way back before Christmas, I thought that as I was loading totes in the shop and hauling them home, that I would do some sales from the shop, and that just didn't happen. So I put an announcement in Instagram stories today, Facebook stories today. I post the same to both, that I was going to get on here live at lunch and do a little lunchtime sale. So that's what we're going to do. And I just have to mention the wind, because if you are in Iowa, at least southern Iowa, the wind is insane. The weather's beautiful. It's like upper 40s, but the wind is probably 40-mile-an-hour wind. I don't know. But it's crazy windy, and I thought it was going to rain, so maybe it won't rain, but the wind kind of ruins the day. I was all excited with all these projects I was going to do outside. Now I'm not doing them. So we're in here instead. All right, so if you haven't been with me for a sale before, how it works is I will just share an item. I'll tell you the price. The first person to say that they want the item gets the item. I will invoice that person one time for the item, and then I'll invoice them a second time for shipping, or you can pick it up locally. I'm still functioning out of my shop, the church, the Little Brick Church, so you can pick it up there, schedule a time to do that. And if I don't have your email address and zip code, I will need that in order to invoice you. So let me have that. Hi, Myra. Thanks for watching. So first up, we have a very common cigar box, the King Edward Imperial. This one is in pretty good condition. I think, I even probably used to store crayons in one. So these are just nice for storage, if nothing else. Or you could always display them open as well. So $5 on this King Edward Imperial cigar box. And it's a standard size, but I will share the size anyway. Hi, Jeannie. Hi, Shirley. Thanks for watching. It is 8 5/8 by about 5.5, and then it's going to be 2.5 inches tall. So these are great for storing and also just like for stacking things. All right, this is, I think, the last Illustrator plate that I have. So I guess maybe sketch artist. I don't know if this would have been common for newspapers or what, but just kind of little drawing guidelines on the back. Someone has just glued on some paper. This is kind of like cardstock. It says plate details number 1 and copyright 1909 by C.N. Landon. So I had quite a few of these. This is the one that I have left. I'm guessing it's a 8.5 by 12. Oh, it's a 10 3/4 by 8 1/4. And this little display plate is $8. So this would be great in somebody's office if they are work for a magazine, a newspaper, anything like that. Okay, next up we have this new geography book. Book number 1, Jen and Company Publishers. Looks like the author is Fry. And this one has Robert Stoneham and Letta Stoneham's names on it. And the copyright was 1920. So this is a 1920. And I'm thinking that it was either owned by a teacher or a student, because when you go through the book, there are lots of things that are underlined. They have hashtagged a lot of things, actually, and then put like Wednesday, Monday, and, just like penciled in. Let me find one. Penciled in like the day. So I would say that was just how far they got. So when I'm saying hashtag things, I just went by a bunch. But this one says begin 3rd period. So that's why I'm thinking she was a teacher. So that doesn't necessarily look like her best hashtag, but she is kind of marked. And I'm saying she, but I think it was a she. But there are maps in here and tons of pictures and great information. And you could rip them out and repurpose them for something. And of course, I could find like a million Monday, Wednesday things before, and now I can't find any because I want to. You know how that goes. So you could totally repurpose it for something if you wanted to. So here's her hashtag Thursday, and then she's got a hashtag Monday over here. And so to give you an example of like the map coloring is great, very subtle colors. And then there's some pictures as well that are full page pictures. So those you could put on a clipboard, decoupage them onto something, use them in a kid's room, have some artwork to change out. So the book is 10 1/4 by 8 1/4. And it looks good just for stacking as well. So $20 on that book. Next up we have this little wooden box. This one would be too small for your Kleenex box, but I was sharing earlier about kind of disguise your Kleenex box. You can put it in a box or a tote. This is 9 inches by 4 3/4 and 2 3/4 tall, and it's $10. So $10 on this little box. You could turn it over, set things on top of it, put it in your windowsill. It should fit. You can stand it up to change height and use it just to store stuff and for organization. So some more wood. We've got this, those nails need pushed down. Butter mold. This one is a rectangular one and it is plain. A lot of times they'll have some decorative piece here. This one is just plain and it's pretty raw wood looking. So it doesn't have stain or patina on it. I would describe it more as just raw wood. And this is butter mold is $20 and it is 5 1/4 by 3 1/4 by about 3 1/2. So $20 on the butter mold. All right, Kathy wants the cigar box. Thanks, Kathy. Okay, next up we have these 3 biscuit cutters. You've got a lighter wood, darker wood, and the green handled one. So you could set these out, or you could put them in a bowl and display them that way. So these are just nice ones because they have the wood handles. They are, we'll say the green one's the tallest one, and it's going to be 3 inches to the top. Otherwise, just normal biscuit cutters, and $9 for the 3. So $9 for the 3 biscuit cutters. Okay, we've had a lot of comments about the flower frogs. So these metal flower frogs are perfect for your Valentines display. You can do postcards, you can do pictures, any little ephemera, if I'm saying that right. You can stick in there. So movie tickets or receipts or like your report card, different things like that. So we've got 2 sizes here stacked. The smaller one is 10, and I don't think either one of them have anything on the bottom, and the bigger one is 15. So the $10 one is about 1.5 inches in diameter, and the bigger one is going to be 2 inches in diameter. Okay, next up we have a pile of zippers. Most of the zippers that I have left are either ones that have the plastic zipper part, or they have a metal one, but they are shorter. So if you're thinking of a craft project with zippers, just take that into account. All of mine that were longer, that were metal, got sold to a girl who's going to turn them into bracelets. So you're getting just a variety of colors and sizes, but most of them are going to be shorter if they have the metal zipper on them. So there's 21 zippers, and it's $4 for the pile of zippers. And then we have this wooden bowl, and it is $30, and I see I have 2 price tags on it. It does have a stamp on the bottom that just says Made in Japan, and it has the letter K in the center of the circle. So this one is a little bit different because it has a rim on it, so a little bit newer, but still great color. So use it for function, you know, like fruit or flowers or candles, anything for a centerpiece, and just has a good look to it, get good patina. So $30 on the bowl, and give you 9 3/4 diameter and about 3.5 inches tall on this wooden bowl. Okay, then we've got another smoking tobacco tin. This one is a Sir Walter Raleigh. It is in great shape, orange and navy blue. You could use it as a planter or, you know, use it to store pretty much anything. These also are magnetic, so you can stick a magnet on it and put a little sign or something if you want to. The diameter on this one is 5 inches, and then it's about 5 inches tall as well, and $10 on the Raleigh tobacco tin. All right, Kathy, thanks for the biscuit cutters. Next up, we have a couple of loaf pans. This one is a lot rustier, so I wouldn't actually bake in it. I would repurpose it. You could plant some succulents in it. You could spray it down with a clear coat. You know, sort out your kids' crayons, colored pencils, ink pens, scissors, that kind of thing. It has good patina on it. It's nice and sturdy. It had these things, so it maybe had some handles at one point. $5 on the rusty cake pan. It's about 9.5 inches by 5 by 3 on that cake pan. Then we've got another cake pan that is less rusty, and this one is an Ecology. What's it say? Silver, can't even read it. Silver Beauty pan. The nice thing about this one is that you could actually hang it in your wall on your kitchen. You could use it as a magnet and magnet a couple recipes to it that have pretty handwriting, or your grandma's, something that's sentimental. So that would be a fun thing to do with this one. This one is $5 also. So if you just want one of them, make sure you specify if you want rusty or not as rusty. This one is going to be about 9 3/4 by 5.5. Okay, then we've got this tote. This I have had on my coffee table. I put the Kleenex on this side. We do the remote on the other. But since we're changing everything around in the house, I decided I was ready to swap it out. You could also stand it up here, put some little treasures in here, and use this like a shelf. And you know, turn it any direction, and you can also use the top to put some stuff as well, or lay it flat, put it in your kitchen table or on the counter, and store some stuff in it, because you could do your silverware, forks, spoons, and knives in there as well. It is just raw. I have not sealed it. It's just raw wood. So 11 3/4 by probably 9 3/4, and then about 3.5 inches tall. So $30 on this wood tote. Okay, next up, I'm going to try and keep these together because I don't think that you can see them on the screen. So we're getting rid of a bundle of stamps. So there's one style of stamp here that you have, you know, spots for your fingers, grabbers. And then there's one line here that is just the stamp itself. But these are all commas, periods, question marks, ampersands, equal sign, exclamation point, all the extras. So we'll see if I can keep these together. So you can see there what is on all of the stamps. So I know a lot of times people like to just throw these in a bowl, or especially when you can see what it is on one side, because it's not the reverse image, then you can just kind of set it up and display it so you can see it. You could also actually use them as a stamp, and here are the other ones. So we're selling all of the stamps. So that's 15 of them that don't have a handle, so this pile, and then 11 of them that I'm calling a handle do have a handle, this pile. So you're getting 26 altogether, and the stamp bundle is $25. So $25 for the 26 stamps. Okay, next up we have this candle mold. You put your stamps in an old ball jar. Yeah, that would look good. Any kind of glass thing where you could see them coming through. So this candle form would be great for a vase. You could also lay it down and have it be show off the triangle shape. It's about almost 10 inches tall. The base here is going to be 4 by 4. So 4 by 4 square on the bottom. It's metal, so you could magnet something to it and have something coming out of the top of it. So $15 on the candle mold. Okay, I had one girl who was very much into collecting ice picks, and then I have now gotten carried away on buying them, and I probably have like, I don't even know, 30 ice picks. So I tried to grab 4 that all had a little bit different look to them because I'm selling them as a bundle. So the different shaped handles, I thought these would look good together. You could stick them in a vase, you could do the ball jar, anything where you could kind of show off the handles. You could also probably stab it into something, like a pin cushion, or I don't know. I don't know if a glass flower frog, depending on how far the points would go in, it might hold it up as well. So you're getting 4 of these ice picks. This one has a little bit of red on it. I like the black one a lot. 4 of them for $20. And one thing about the black one too, I don't know if it really is an ice pick because see the hole? So maybe it was something for threading or leather. So 4, give you the length. 4 ice picks for $20. So the longest one is going to be about 8.5 inches, and our shortest one is about 7.25 inches. So $20 on the ice picks. All right. Then all of you local people, I've got old Centerville, Iowa Trust and Savings Bank stamp. So this would be something for all of you Centerville collectors. Not only does it say it, but the pad's on there as well. And this one is $10. So $10 on the Centerville, Iowa stamp. So the stamp portion is about 2.25 inches. And height on this is going to be 2.75 inches. Then I have a ton of little jars. I don't know if these would have been something in a science lab. There's no lid, there never was. You could probably use them as a little bud vase. Take a little dandelion sized flower and put them in there. So this style, I'll give you the length here. They're gonna be 2 inches. So I've got 2 inches. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're gonna do all 5 together. So 2 inches tall, 5 of them is $5. So $5 on the little jars. And then we've got 3 more little guys. This one is pretty old. It's got the blue tint to it. And then this one has a cork. This one would need a screw top. lid but doesn't have one. And these guys are going to be the one with the cork. If I go to the top of the cork is going to be 2 1/4, and then this little one that has the blue tint to it is about 3/4 inches. So for these three, $3. Great lunch break, Betty. Good. Give you something to watch while you're eating. All right, Julie wants the ice picks. Thanks, Julie. Okay, then we also have these little china bowls. They are Johnson & Brothers, England. They have gold detail around them. This one has, I don't even know what it would be, burnage, discoloration. It's rough right there. This one is probably in a little bit better condition. I think that's just adhesive at the bottom. There's the stamp on the two. So on these little bowls, you could put your jewelry in it. You could use it as a soap dish. They're about 5 inches in diameter. So $3 each on the little Johnson Brother bowls. Okay, next up we have this wooden compote, is probably what you would call it. So you could use it to put your fruit in it, put it on your counter, put it on your table to hold it, or you could do something completely different with it. Put a cloche on it, use it as a display, put a small wreath in there with a candle. Any kind of anything that's you are collecting, you could throw in here. And this is just nice because it changes your height. So you could also just set this in the back of the display and put something on top of it just so it's more visible, and then don't even worry about showing off this. So this wood compote is $10. It's 9 inches in diameter and about 6 inches tall. So wood compote. Okay, next up we've got a high dollar Aladdin genie lamp is pretty much what it looks like. So it's got a little lid on it, or a little stopper on it. You've got your push here, and I've had this, and I can't remember. Here we go. Manning Bowman Quality, Meridian, Connecticut, stamped number 20 on it. I did research on it, and now I can't remember what I found. I think it's something to fill up your kerosene lamps, if I'm remembering correctly. But this, from the longest point handle to the tip, is going to be about 9.5 inches long. To the top, you're looking at about 4 inches. And this beauty is $80. $80 on our genie lamp. Okay, then we have a pair of laundry tongs. So these would have been to get the laundry out of the water, hot water, and these would look cute. You can put them like in a pitcher and have part of it hanging out. You could hang these on the wall in your laundry room or mud room. That would be the first places that come to mind to me. They're pretty much raw wood, although it looks like it was painted gray at one point. There's a little bit of gray peeking through. And they're 9.5 inches long, so $20 on the laundry tongs. Now, kind of like the wood compote, we've got a silver one here. This one is very shiny, but again, it's nice to vary the height of your items, and you can put little things in here to display or set something big on it so that you can actually see it. So you got lots of options on this piece. There's a stamp, but I have no idea. I can't tell what it is. Too shiny. It's just a word. It's not an emblem. So $15 on the little silver compote, we'll call it. It's about 7.5 inches in diameter and gonna be about 5.5 inches tall on the silver. How much was the candle mold? 15, I think. Yeah, 15 was the candle mold, Myra. China bowls, Kathy, thank you. And laundry tongs, Jennifer, thank you. Okay, Myra wants the silver compote. Okay, next up we have a butter paddle. This would be something that you could probably put some fishing line around if you wanted to hang it on the wall. Make a little loop for you, use a command strip. Otherwise, you could just lean it up on against a bowl or something so that you could see it. $15 on this, and it is 8.5 inches long, and the paddle part is 4.25 inches wide. So 15 on the paddle. Okay, then we have some Jello molds. These are all hearts, perfect for Valentine's Day. You could fill them, you could get a double-sided magnet them to something. Get the magnets that have the stickers on them, or you could glue and make it a magnet, or make it a magnet. Anyway, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 of them for $12. So heart Jello molds, $12. Then I grabbed some ball jar lids, although one of these is an Atlas, so these two are ball, which you can hardly tell. This one says Atlas on it, and this one is ball. So you can turn these into cup holders. Help me out here, where you don't get water rings. I can't remember. You can put some cork in the bottom and use them for that, or come up with another project for the lids. So you're getting 4 of them for $8. So 4 lids, zinc lids for $8. Okay, then we have some postcards. This is Salix and Relief Springs, Excelsior Springs, Missouri. A very pretty image, and it's got some awesome penmanship on the back. This one is a rear view of the New Elms Hotel in Excelsior Springs. So all of these pictures are Excelsior Springs, and that one is plain. This is the James Farm in Excelsior Springs, and this one has writing on it. And then this is Elms Boulevard in Excelsior Springs, and this one also has writing on it. So I can't remember. The stamp is April of 1917, so gives you an idea of the date on these. So you're getting 4 of the Excelsior Springs postcards. 3 of them have writing on them, 1 of them does not, and that they are $15. So $15 on the Excelsior, Missouri postcards. Here's a Kingman, Arizona. We've got another Arizona one with a cactus on it. This one says Phoenix. This one is Yaqui Point, Grand Canyon. Oh man, should have studied my words. Yeah. Yavapai Point, Grand Canyon, Arizona, something like that. And another hard one, Kaibab Trail, Grand Canyon, Arizona. Just go with it. Got 5 postcards, and none of these have writing on them. They are all plain when it comes to the Arizona postcards. So 3 of them are very much alike with the sky and the Grand Canyon. And then you've got the cactus and this other one that are going to be a little bit different. So 5 Arizona postcards, and those are $10. So $10 on the Arizona pile. The Elms was an exclusive hot water spa. Cool. Coasters, Myra, thank you. I don't know why I get on here and I can't think of what things are. Okay, so these are from a photographer, film developer, studio. Okay, so I picked 3 that are all a little bit different. You could totally turn these in and use them as a picture frame, or even just lean them up against something that you already have framed, just to give a little bit of character and depth. This is $15, and you're gonna, if you want one, you might need to specify a little bit which one you want. So we've got 6 3/4 by 5 1/8 on this one. So this one would maybe be the wood with the open hole. Then we've got this one, which is $15, and this little piece right here turns so that the slide can come out. So this is what they look like. It says Primo. I cannot get the other side out, and the other side does not have its top wood piece. Now I probably won't be able to get it back in. I can get it back in, but it's going to take some effort, so we will do that off camera. So $15 on this one. So you could use some little photo corners and put in there. You could use some like, that stuff you ball up to stick your picture on. It's going to be about 6 inches by 4 3/4 inches. So this one is going to be, we'll call it the one with the slide. And then this one has glass on it. This one is 15. And so you can get into it. You kind of press these metal pieces and then it opens that way. So it opens in the 2 sections. And this one says Eastman printing frame for 3 1/4 by 5 1/8 film negatives. And looks like it used to say Rochester, New York is where the Eastman Printing Company is. So this one is 15 and it has the glass. It's about 6 7/8 by 4 5/8. So I would probably just use it as a picture frame or to hold or frame something. Next up we have this tan cream tin. It looks dirty, but I've tried to clean that. And this would just be great to add some height in a display. And here gives you another platform so that you can put some more of your vintage items. It is 11 1/4 inches tall and then 7 1/2 inches in diameter, and it's $10. So $10 for this creamish, tannish tin. Okay, here is another kind of ice pick. It had some advertising on it, but it is so faint and far gone that you can't really read it. But it also has a bottle opener on it and then the ice pick. So $5 on the ice pick / bottle opener. This one has to be some kind of tool, obviously, but maybe something for jewelry or leather punching, or you heat it up and you, burn it on there. The handle on here looks like it's gone a little bit, but it's still very secure. So this, whatever you want to call it so that I know what you're talking about, is $5. Then getting ready for summer, especially it being a little bit warmer today, you've got this little bitty shovel, and that would be cute hanging on the wall, especially if you had a little collection. This would be something that you could be on the lookout for and start collecting. It's about 9 1/4 inches long, and it is $9. So $9 on the little shovel. A magnet, probably something I couldn't remember. Julie's wanting the first 2 photography frames. Thanks, Julie. Okay, then we've got Hotel China, Homer Laughlin. I'm not sure if this was a soap dish, but that's what you could totally use it for. It's $10. You could use it to put your jewelry in, or if you have like a collection of Scrabble tiles or something small, you could put in there. It's 5 1/4 by 3 1/2, so the oval. And then I have this, looks like, and actually was a soap dish, would be ironstone china stamped on it. It does have a chip right here, and then there's a there's a little chip here, and then a subtle crack that you can see there on your screen. J&G Meakin is the ironstone brand. So 4 1/4 by 3 inches. All right, then if you saw my stories yesterday or the day before, I was asking you about what this was, because it's too small for a shot glass, it's too small for a candle, but it's actually a dappen dish, which dental hygienists would use to get the paste and put it on your teeth. And then nail techs started using them as well. So people also, nail techs also use a dappen dish for acrylic nails. So who would have guessed a green depression glass dappen dish? But they did make them pretty back in the day. So $5 on this little dappen dish. Okay, next up we have this oil can. Again, thinking of spring, this would look great with some plants in it, or just set it as it is with some greenery, or you could put your wooden spoons in it. I mean, you could use it to hold anything. Going to be about, we'll say 10 inches tall, and I don't remember, the spout is not going to bend. It is how it is. So kind of for shipping purposes, it's going to be about 18 inches from the edge to the edge. So $18 on that oil can. All right, next up we have this red and white speckled enamel ladle. So it does have a hole on it, so you could hang it on the wall. You could also put it on the outside of a bucket or any canister that you have that doesn't have a lid on it, so that you could easily display it. I was just checking time because I feel like I've been talking a lot. You could put a candle in it or something. I think it looks awesome just by itself because it's that red and white speckled. So on this ladle, I need to find my notes. It is $10. So $10 on the red and white ladle. Okay, then on my Sunday sale, because I normally do one of these sales Sundays at 7, I had a smaller version of this Ertl red wagon. Would be great for Valentines. You could put some little candy boxes in it and decorate it up with some Valentines as a little display on your table or in your kitchen window. So on this Ertl wagon, it is $10. It's going to be about 8 inches by 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 probably. So a little Ertl wagon. All right, Kathy, you want the first dish? Julie wants the ladle. Deb wants the wagon. Okay, next up we have the Lone Ranger, a little toy holster. It's obviously not complete. It's just the part that's going to hold the gun, and this is fur on here. But I know they're backwards on your camera, but they are great graphics on here. So you're getting the Lone Ranger, which I would probably, there are holes right here. I would probably just like hang it on the wall or hang it on another board using a thumbtack, a clear thumbtack. And then I never knew, because I know somebody with the last name Kilgore, I never knew there was Kilgore guns. So this is a Kilgore PAL. You can see it says PAL there. And it's a little, cap gun? There's a lot of dust because a lot of dust just came out of it, even though I've done this a million times. So you've got this Kilgore cap gun going with our Lone Ranger holster, and size is going to be about a little over 8 inches, and then the fatter part of the holster is 4.5. So $25 on the Lone Ranger with the Kilgore cap gun. Then we have this little book, Dick Tracy, the Big Little Book. It's in pretty good condition. There's one page back here that's ripped, but other than that, I would say it's in pretty good shape. And it is $5 on the Big Little Book. it's about 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. So normal size for the big little books. Okay, next up we've got a couple of wooden spools. So you can use these to put your candles in them. These are both very light colored. This one has some orange on an end. And just to change height, you can pretty much set any little small thing on here. During Christmas, you could have done your bulbs to have a different way to display those. So this one is going to be about 8 inches tall, and we're going to say 9 1/4 inches tall, so approximate. You got about a 3-inch diameter and another 3-inch diameter, so very comparable on the size. So $10 each on our spools. You can just tell me taller or shorter if you don't want both of them. Okay, so Myra wants the last photographer frame. Okay, then we have this camera. I am either, user error because I can't get the thing to close up, or it's just because I don't know what I'm doing. But I've messed with a lot of cameras over the years and have not had the problems that I have had with this one. So this is U.S. patent November 10, 03. It says Rochester Optical Company and something else there, but I can't read it. Then I thought it was really neat here, if I can get it to show you. Try and shade it a little bit. But anyway, on that little piece of paper is just a bunch of little handwriting that it just says tab and distance, and so somebody has made themselves a little note to themselves, and it's just in that beautiful handwriting. There is a little bit of damage here on the back where the casing is coming off, but this would look great sitting on some books in your on your display, and it is $45. So for the case part, you're looking at about 6 1/4 inches by 4 3/4 inches. So $45 on the camera. Okay, then I've got one lady that comes to the shop all the time who is a Watkins collector. Here is a book, a few old favorites, and it is basically just a music sheet. It does have some Watkins advertising in there and information about like testimonials and stuff. So you've got this little Watkins 9 by 6, and it is $10. So $10 on the little Watkins booklet. Then we've got a perpetual calendar. It's missing one side, so I'm guessing it would have said the month on this other side, but this is just very neat because you can just keep flipping it and it just keeps changing. So I still think it's neat, even though it's missing the other side. You could glue something on there if you wanted, or just don't even worry about it. If you have grandkids, I think that they would love this thing. They'd be flipping it all day because that's what I've been doing. So the perpetual calendar is $10. The bottom part of it is 4 1/4 by 2. 4 1/4 by 2. If we go just the metal part of what the calendar that section is 2 inches. So really there's screws there, which you can't see, but there's a couple of screws there, so you could really unscrew it and put it on whatever base you wanted to put it on. All right, let's go. I wrote down what these bottles say, since I always have difficulty reading them as we go. So these are, each little section is giving a different word. So we've got Allen Casters, Indian Vegetable, Jaundice Bitters, and Colson Johnson, proprietor, Richmond, Virginia, 1852 is what is written on this bottle. So it's $10. It has a cork, although it looks like somebody has either shoved it in there too far or it ripped off or whatever. It's just under 3 inches. So this bottle is just under 3 inches. It's a very clear, subtle blue medicine bottle. So $10 on the little blue. Then on this one, it is also very subtle. It's embossed on there. This one says Bromo Seltzer, Emerson Drug Company, Baltimore, Maryland. And it does have a much better cork on there. And again, all of these blue bottles I think look so pretty on a windowsill so that you can see the sunlight shining through. So if we go to the top of the cork on this one, it's 3 inches tall, and this bottle is $15. Okay, then we've got a feed sack, and I have not tried to wash this feed sack. It does have some dirt, discoloration there. It's not soaked all the way through. Well, back here it has, but on the front, not very much of it has soaked all the way through compared to what's on here. So whatever this black stuff is has not soaked through. But you could use some clothespins and hang this up. You could fill it up and use it as a pillow. You could, I've seen them repurposed into purses and wallets, and you can recover a seat with it as well. So this is a Sawan hybrid seed corn, Columbus, Mississippi, and Atlanta, Georgia. So it's just a normal size, but that is about 25 3/4 inch by 16 1/2. So $10 on the Sawan feed sack. With Valentine's coming up, this, I don't know if it's supposed to be a pin cushion or one of those things that has the smelly things in it for you to put into your trunk or your drawer. But this is awesome colors, my favorite color with the turquoise, and then you've got yellow on it as well. So you could hang this up, you know, lean it somewhere as a display on this little heart. It's going to be about 8 inches by 7 1/2 inches, and it is $10. So $10 on the little heart. Sticking with some Valentine's Day. I tried to kind of coordinate some Valentines. So this grouping is all like cooking. So it says let's work together, and then the back is very long. And then we've got this one, what's cooking good looking. And then we've got for my Valentine, sugar and spice, G, but you're nice, with a little mouse and his sugars. So you got these 3 and $10 on these 3 with cooking. So cooking Valentines, $10. Then we've got some plain tennis. Says hard to beat you're hard to beat Valentine. And then this one is with a hurdler, and it says to my Valentine, in the race to be your Valentine, I'll gladly play my part. If when I came in winter, the prize would be your heart. So even though a lot of these have old signatures on them, they're still fun to give. It's more the message. So if you know a runner or a tennis player, these would be cute. So $6 on the athletic cards. This one is a token of love, and this one is printed in Germany, and her arm goes up and down. It's on a little pivot. And then this one says, here is my heart, sweet Valentine. And then all of the little windows with the kids in them, those would have opened or will open. so you can see kind of how they're folded. So these two are $10. So the made in Germany one's $10. And then this one is I'd like to be my neighbor's Valentine. And his head moves, well, it's stuck. This one originally moved, and I guess I didn't try them. Never mind, they've been glued into place. But used to, they would have moved. Let's see if these move. I think that they would move. So I think just over the years. So then both of the people can move. Do a little window shopping if you want a Valentine. So on these two, $8. $8 on this, the movable Valentines. I got really lucky on scoring some ironstones. So this rectangular platter is one of the pieces that I just got. It's in great condition. It is J&G Meakin. Measurements are 14 by 10 1/4. 14 by 10 1/4 on this ironstone platter, and it is $45. Okay, we're gonna do one more thing, even though I have some more things lined up, because we'll just do them on Sunday. We're getting to about an hour. We've got this fresh popcorn. It is America's Confection, original and most popular. I do not have a lid for it, and if you were going to put stuff in here, maybe you were going to, like maybe a chenille bedspread. That kind of looks like popcorn. I would just spray a clear coat here on the bottom of this. So this would look great on the top of your cabinet, wherever you guys watch movies, do it as a trash can, just something fun and a great pop of color. So $20 on this popcorn tin. So thanks guys for watching today. And I'll try next week again to do another little lunch break sale for you. But otherwise, I will see you on Sunday at 7 p.m. for my weekly Sunday live. So you just got up. Well, Wayne has a different schedule because he's a truck driver. So tall tan container sold, Jennifer. All right. All right, and I will also go, I should have said this at the beginning, but I will also put the things that are still available in Instagram stories and Facebook stories, because like I said earlier, I do it to both, so that you can see those items again if you would rather have a still shot. So thanks guys, have a good day.